And right now, we want to welcome you onto the Fightlete Report. We welcome number 4 ranked Bantamweight Raufeon Super Stots to the Fightlete Report. And for Bellator MMA, he fights Josh the Gentleman Hill at Bellator 258, Friday, May 7th. Check it out. Showtime, 15-1. And his last performance was against Keith Lee, Bellator 253, which he won by decision. And trainer Roufusport in Milwaukee, former Victory FC Bantamweight Champion as well. And Raufeon, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend.
Thank you. You too, my man.
Yeah, so talk about how you felt with that last win over Lee. How do you feel things are going your way with the 3-fight win streak, starting in Bellator?
Yeah, I feel like things are going. I mean, it couldn't be going that much better. I feel like I'm on the right track, and Bellator likes me, or somebody at Bellator likes me, and I feel like I'm performing well, and I'm just trying to do more of the same.
Definitely. And, talk about how excited were you to get the call for this fight and to be on this card. This is really an interesting card because you got the title fight that's on there. You got another bantamweight fight as well with number 2 contender. So how excited to be on this particular card?
Yeah, I was super excited when I got the call to be on this card because I knew Sergio was fighting on this card. So it's always fun to fight on the same card as my teammates. We always have a good time. So, and then also I've seen a lot of the other bantamweights were getting matched up. So, one of the reasons I joined Bellator was because of the Bantamweight Grand Prix. I thought the Bantamweight Grand Prix would be coming up, but then they got the 205 signings, and I think they stole our thunder as far as the Bantamweight Grand Prix. But I've seen a lot of bantamweights fighting on this card, so a lot of people will be right there for me to either call out or check out my next opponent up close and personal. So I was super excited to be on this card.
And how's the fight week? With your weight cut, what are you doing to pass the time as well? You guys are kind of in that bubble, so to speak.
Yeah, so we are pretty much quarantined all day today. Mm-hmm. And then we can kind of go about the hotel in the bubble. We can't sit in places and do those or be outside or with outside people pretty much. But we can at least leave our room tomorrow. So what I've been doing, I've just been playing Fortnite. I've been on Fortnite on the PlayStation. I brought the game. I've done the bubble this is my 3rd time, so I'm kind of used to it now. I just relax, recover, and I get kind of workouts in. I'm in my room, and then just kind of chill out.
Yeah, it's interesting that really only your first Bellator fight was in front of fans, right?
Yeah, only my first one. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, my first one was in Hawaii, and then we went on this quarantine fight trips.
Yes. Now, fighting during these times, tell me how grateful you're that Bellator has reached out, having fights during these times.
Yeah, and that's why I say I feel like at least somebody likes me, because I mean, there's a lot of people not getting fights around these times, and I'm grateful. I'm super grateful to be chosen to. I fought on the first card, back during quarantine, I should say. And then I want to say I fought close to the last one. And then I'm fighting again. So I mean, I'm blessed. I'm grateful, thankful, all that.
For sure. And you're taking on Josh Hill. You're fighting him. He's a veteran of several promotions, including World Series of Fighting. He's had the championship rounds experience as well. I mean, same as you fought in championship fights. How do you feel about this matchup?
I feel like it's a really good matchup. I feel like us two are two of the dark horses kind of in Bellator, where there's not a lot of upside before the rankings came out, at least, to fight us, because we're both tough, and we both kind of are good everywhere. It's not a lot of holes you see in each other's games. So it's good. It's a good matchup. I feel like whoever comes out on top here has a good chance of making a run at the belt. So I like the matchup a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely a good fight, man. I can't wait to see it. I think you both deserve to be on the main card, but obviously this is this is a deep card as well. So, how do you feel
Yeah.
about the placement on the prelims?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. I heard we were headlining the prelims, which is cool. And I think we were supposed to be on the main card, but like you got MVP fighting, you got freaking what's his name? Why am I blanking? You got Anthony Johnson, Sergio, Juan Archuleta. You got some big names fighting on this card. So it's good for us, I feel like a lot of eyes are gonna be on this card. So wherever I am on the card, I'm not too worried. I mean, I get the same amount no matter where I fight. So I'm happy. I actually like being able to fight on like the YouTube. I like that the Bellator is like doing the YouTube fights, because a lot of my family, I can just tell them, hey, just look up YouTube. I don't need to give you like a password or get a subscription to anything. Like, it's very easy for you to watch. Just hop on YouTube and the Bellator app, and you'll be able to find it.
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely a plus. And do you have any thoughts on the number 2 Patrick Mix versus Albert Morales fight on the same card? Obviously, it was James Gallagher was supposed to fight Patrick Mix. He was trying to hop ahead with that.
Yeah, I thought Patchy Mix would have won that fight anyways, but I was interested to see that fight, see both of those guys kind of fight each other. I'm also like Patchy Mix is a guy that I'm kind of chasing down, so given opportunity, I would love to fight him. And I was actually they didn't offer me, but I heard his opponent fell out. I've heard James Gallagher fell out, and I threw my name in the hat. But also, I know I got the Josh Hill fight, and I'm sure they didn't want to disrupt that fight. So I don't know what happened with that, but I'm interested to see. I know Moray, is it Albert Morales?
Yes.
Yeah, I know he's coming in kind of short notice, but he's a game veteran, and I think it'll be a good fight. It'll be interesting to see if Patchy gets him down. It'll be a long night for Albert, I think, but it's an interesting fight.
Definitely. And Tyron Woodley was recently released from the UFC. I know you've trained with Tyron. He did spend some of his time there up in Roufusport. When he was champion and such. Since then he was training with Dan Thomas. More of an isolated situation. How do you feel about what's next for him?
Tyron's got a lot of following. I feel like a lot of people still love him, and I feel like his future, he's not done yet. I feel like he's in the way the MMA landscape is now. I mean, there's options kind of all over the place, so I'm sure he'll find a home somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. And in the last fight, it seemed like almost like Tyron Woodley of old, the way he
exactly. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Tyron, I feel like is he was just like starting to get his kind of his mojo back. So I definitely think he's gonna come back, and I think he's gonna come back and with a major statement. Just needs to find a home pretty much right now.
Right. And then of course, Sergio Pettis, you've been training with him alongside him as you're both getting each other ready for this big event, Bellator 258. So for the Bellator Bantamweight title, it's Juan Archuleta who's the champion, and Sergio is going to be taking him on. How do you feel about him in this fight?
Oh, I feel like Sergio is on another level, man. Sergio is definitely going to win this fight. I feel like he's just too dialed in right now. So he had an excellent camp. We had an excellent camp. We trained together. It was pretty much us training together for majority of it, and or pretty much all of it. And yeah, he's on point. He's right where he needs to be, and he's very experienced, very knowledgeable, very talented. So I definitely believe Sergio is going to come out with the victory.
You think it goes the distance, or?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going the distance. I think Sergio is going to put it into Juan Archuleta. I think he's too crisp on the feet, and Juan is going to be surprised by how good he is on the ground too. So
And talk about fighting without the fans. You know, obviously we mentioned before, it was your first Bellator fight, you know, that last time you fought in front of fans, you know, back in 2019. So fighting without the fans, seeing how they're slowly returning to other sports. Are you anticipating them for the future events, future fights?
Yeah, I'm excited to have fans back. Me, I don't really notice the fans during the fight. You know, I never it's kind of a blur to me, like outside of the cage, because I think I'm so focused on the task at hand. But after the fight and before the fight, like it's cool to hang out with people and celebrate with people. So yeah, I'm excited for fans to come back.
Yeah, hopefully Bellator incorporates them in the future. You know, we see them, you know, slowly come back.
Yeah, hopefully I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, I think all of us were hyped when we saw, you know, what happened at UFC 261.
Yeah, it almost feels like everything is back to normal, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, where do you feel this victory over Hill puts you in the division? You know, obviously tough guy, and you know, as we just said with the rankings, number 7.
Yeah, I think I am. I mean, if I to beat Josh Hill, I'm the only person in the bantamweight division who's beaten 2 ranked opponents. I feel like all the other guys, I don't even know if anybody has a win over a ranked opponent in the division. So I feel like I'm in a good place, you know. That and it'll go to show like the level of my opponents. So I think with a win over Josh Hill, I'll be kind of right in that picture. I want to fight kind of Patchy or Magomedov next. So hopefully, yeah, I'll come out of this unscathed and I can get a quick turnaround and fight one of those guys.
Interesting. That'll be some good matchups. And what were your thoughts on Anthony Pettis, you know, performing for PFL? How do you think he'll handle the season format? You know, it's fighting every 5 weeks. Is there a change in his training camp situation since he's fighting so frequently now?
That anybody else, that 17-day quarantine, it's like in the middle of the camp. But I think for sure it was an adjustment for Anthony. But I think he'll be adjusted by the time this next fight comes around. Also, I think Anthony is like he's like he performs like on short notice. So then he had like I want to say like 5 fights in 15 months or something in his early days of the UFC. So he's like accustomed to fighting often. I feel like that's when, you know, Anthony starts excelling well, when he's active. He's really active. So I think it's just going to get better for Anthony.
And I have to mention, you know, your teammate Laura Sanchez, one of the few women, I mean, pretty much the only woman who's going to be coming out of Roufusport, right? Making her PFL season debut. I know she's, you know, as a pro. We haven't seen her fight, I believe, since early 2020 at Chosen Few Fighting Championships. So you know, what can we expect when she, you know, she goes right into the PFL lightweight division?
Man, Laura Sanchez is a killer, man. She is a killer. And yeah, I'm expecting, you know, fireworks. She's a very well-rounded fighter, and she's a very good striker. She's long, she's athletic, you know, she's a dog. So you can expect her to finish that fight and dominate.
Definitely. And then how far advanced does the Bellator give you that, you know, when they do take these breaks, like let's say you get like the 4 or 5 month break we had from December to April, when do they tell you like, you know, we're coming back? Do they give you ample dose?
They don't as far as like when I'm fighting, usually it's they give me about 2 months usually. I think around there, 6 weeks. Around the last couple fights, I think I've gotten like 6 to 8. Got 10 weeks this last one.
Okay.
Felt like a long camp this last one, but yeah, around there, like a month or 2, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And then what can we expect from your fight against Josh Hill? It's going to be a very exciting fight, May 7th. Make sure to check out early on the prelims, of course, for Bellator 258.
Yeah, you can expect me to dominate, man. I'm confident and fearless in all that I do, and I'm gonna dominate, excite, and finish this fight. I think I'm gonna finish him in the second round. I'm gonna be utilizing my length and my kicks and my wrestling and a lot of things. So we'll see if he can handle it all.
We appreciate you, Raufeon, as always, being on the Fight Report. Best of luck to you. I hope everything goes well, for you for the fight week, and of course, best of luck at the event.
Thank you. Appreciate it.